Minimal preparation. This is the number one question I get the most from patients and dentists, and that is, how can you achieve veneers in a minimal way? So meaning, how do you achieve a result without drilling someone's natural tooth down significantly or at all? And the answer is case selection. If we can know the characteristics that are going to allow us to create a very thin veneer on the surface of the tooth to create the goals of aesthetics and function and that kind of thing, then we know that, okay, this case could be minimal. The other thing is understanding the limits of the material again. So this case is a really good example. You know, on our training courses, we've been asked a lot about this case of how we did this without drilling the teeth. And that's why I'm going to go through this one. The patient wanted a better smile. She's got a good smile. These are hard to improve because you're already starting with a good result. And so the focus is really, we need to keep what's good about it and we need to improve what could be better. So I'm starting with the beginning and I'm ending up with the thought process of what is it going to look like. And if we go into the detail, overall this side is a little bit narrower, this side is a little bit wider. We have a midline that's at an angle. But what's good about it is we have good reflection, we have good overall structure in the jaw, but what we're lacking here is volume, and we have small teeth. So if we want to give the patient a little bit more volume, and we want to give the patient bigger teeth, not big teeth, but bigger teeth, then what we can do is actually think about producing this result minimally, because we're being additive in nature to the teeth. We're going to be adding. Now, obviously, orthodontics is going to achieve nothing here because we've got relatively well-aligned teeth, and actually it's the proportions we need to change. So we are always going to be looking at some kind of veneer result here. First step, as always, is get my patient into handmade temporaries, and that allows us to really figure out, is this case going to be minimal? Because we're adding to the teeth and we're seeing, have we developed a result that fits the face? And we did. If we look at how this sits in the center line, it's much more even. We have a much better shape. We have just about the right size for the patient's lips and mouth, and we're filling out the volume at the side. So what we've done is actually brought everything from the side a little bit more voluminous to actually give us an additive design, meaning that I now need to ensure that the patient chooses an appropriate color, because the whiter we go, the thicker the veneer has to be. Think of it like coats of paint. You have a wall that's dark and you want the end result to be white, you're going to need more coats of paint. Exactly the same kind of situation we're thinking of a veneer. So if we choose a good color here and we know the limits of the thickness of the material, we can do this without preparation. And in her final result, what we'll see is that the temporaries were mimicked really well, and we are able to create an aesthetic here that actually flows nicely with the face. And this has been done with preparation on the teeth of this nature. None of the side teeth have been touched at all. We have no preparation. The front two teeth, because of the midline, needed some adjustment in an extremely small amount of way. So I would call this minimal preparation on the front teeth and no preparation everywhere else. We haven't touched those teeth. So what we could do is we could remove veneers. Not that we would want to, but we could remove veneers and the patient would have her original teeth back. And that's the beauty of these cases. This will last a long time, and the result is bringing balance to her face and the volume she needed, which was just a little bit more than what she had, without drilling her natural teeth, more than the tiniest amount. So these are the safest cases for veneers.